Welcome to the Warhammer 40k Battle Report. Today the forces of the Tau Empire face off against the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Tau have brought two detachments, one patrol detachment and one vanguard detachment. The patrol detachment is of the Viola sept, led by Anshi with the Academy Luminary Warlord trait and contains two 10-man Breacher squads as well as a 4-man Vespid Stingwing squad and one TY7 Devilfish transport. The Vanguard detachment is a custom sept with the hardened warheads and the upgunned traits, which grants a point of AP to any missiles and burst cannons in this detachment. It is led by Shaz O'Reilly, accompanied by two Blacklight Marker drones. As troops, it has two 5-man Breacher squads, each with two Markerlight drones. The elite slots are two squads of 3 XV-25 stealth battlesuits, also accompanied by two marker drones each, an XV-104 Riptide battlesuit with two smart missile systems, an advanced targeting system, a velocity tracker and an amplified ion accelerator. In the fast attack category, it contains two TX-4 Piranhas with burst cannons. For heavy support, it packs two 3-man squads of XV-88 broadside battlesuits, one with two high-yield missile pods, two smart missile systems and an advanced targeting system each. And the other with one Magna Ray rifle and two smart missile systems and an advanced targeting system each. Both are accompanied by 3 Markerlight drones. Furthermore, another TY7 Devilfish transport is included. The Adeptus Mechanicus have brought one battalion detachment. It is of Forge World Metallica, led by a Tech Priest Dominus with the divinations of the Magus Warlord trait and equipped with a Volkite blaster. Accompanying him in the HQ slots are a Tech Priest Manipulus with the Ordered Efficiency Warlord trait and Daedalosus. For troops, the Adeptus Mechanicus bring one squad of 3 Cataphrone Breachers with heavy arc rifles and two squads of 5 Skitarii Rangers, as well as one 5-man squad of Skitarii Vanguard and one 9-man squad of Skitarii Vanguard with 2 Plasma Calivers, and one 10-man squad of Skitarii Vanguard with 1 Plasma Caliver and an enhanced data tether. In the elite slot, there are 5 Sicarian Rust Stalkers and 10 Fulgurite Electro Priests, as well as one Cybernetica Datasmith with the Ash Runner Warlord trait and the Metallican Lung Relic. For the fast attack, Forge World Metallica has brought two 4-man squads of Cerberus Raiders and one 5-man squad of Taraxi Skystalkers. As heavy support, the Adeptus Mechanicus have got two Castellan robots with heavy phosphor blasters, one Onager Dune Crawler with an Icarus array and a heavy stubber, and a Scorpius Disintegrator with the Belleros Energy Cannon. Forge World Metallica has also brought air support in the form of one Archaeopter Fuselage bomber. Additionally, they have two Scorpius Dune Rider transports. The mission is 11, Retrieval Mission, from the GT 2020 Strike Force mission pack. It consists of 6 strategic objectives, 1 in each player's deployment zone and 4 more in the No Man's Land. Each player will score 5 points for fulfilling each of the following conditions at the start of their command phase: holding 1 objective, holding 2 objectives, and holding more objectives than their opponent. These cannot be scored in the first battle round. Each player chooses 3 secondary objectives before the game. The Tau chose Engage on all fronts, scoring points for being in multiple quarters of the battlefield. While we stand we fight, scoring points for keeping their most valuable units alive until the end of the game, and Raise the Banners High, an objective that involves completing an action on any of the objective markers on the battlefield and holding it in the subsequent command phases. The Adeptus Mechanicus chose Engage on all fronts and Raise the Banners High as well, and chose Grind them down as the third one, scoring points for having killed more units at the end of any battle round than their opponent did. The terrain of the battlefield consists of obscuring ruins, which will be see-through for any model directly touching the wall, a couple of obstacles near Objective 1 and 6, and 2 dense terrain features in the corner of each deployment zone. Before the battle, both armies have placed multiple units into strategic reserves. The Tau army chose to place a unit of 10 Breachers into outflank and also deep striking the 4 Vespid Stingwings. Additionally, 10 Breachers are embarked in the blue-colored Devilfish transport. The Adeptus Mechanicus have placed 1 unit of 3 Cataphrone Breachers into outflank, as well as a unit of 5 Skitarii Vanguard. Furthermore, the unit of 5 Taraxi Skystalkers have used their ability to deep strike. 10 Fulgurite Electro Priests are embarked in 1 Scorpius Dune Rider, and 1 unit of 9 Skitarii Vanguard, as well as 1 Datasmith, are embarked in the other Dune Rider. After deployment, the majority of both armies are positioned behind the 2 most central obscuring terrain features. The Tau have also deployed 1 Piranha behind the dense terrain feature in their deployment zone, and the other Piranha, as well as the Black Devilfish transport and a unit of 5 Breachers, behind the other obscuring terrain feature. Furthermore, 2 units of Stealth Suits have used their ability to deploy outside of the deployment zone, and have taken position on Objective Marker 1, behind the crate, and near Objective Marker 5, behind the obscuring ruin. The Adeptus Mechanicus have deployed a squad of 5 Skitarii Rangers in walking range of Objective Marker 6. and a squad of 5 Rust Stalkers along with their Fusilier behind the second obscuring ruin, and both squads of 4 Raiders have been deployed at the edge of their deployment zone. Before the first battle round, those Raiders use their ability to move up to secure Objective 2. The initiative roll-off is won by the forces of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and thus they gain the first turn. In the movement phase of turn 1, the Adeptus Mechanicus move their Raiders further up the board, followed up by an advance of the Electro-Priest Dune Rider. The Rust Stalkers follow up to secure Objective 2. On the north side of the battlefield, the unit of 5 Rangers move up to secure Objective 6, followed by an advancing unit of Vanguard and the Vanguard Dune Rider. The Archaeopter Fusilier moves over the stealth suits deployed near Objective 5 and uses its bombs to clear one of them, removing itself from the battlefield to return on a later turn. The rest of the army remains behind the central obscuring ruin. Flags are raised on Objective 6, 2 and 3 by the Rangers and the Rust Stalkers. In the shooting phase, the Adeptus Mechanicus clear out the remaining 2 stealth suits from Objective 5 with their Scorpius Disintegrator and kill one of the drones from Objective 1. In the subsequent charge phase, the 4 Raiders charge the drones and stealth suits on Objective 1, killing the second drone in the process, but also losing 1 Raider to Overwatch and the following counterattack from the stealth suits. At the end of turn 1, the Adeptus Mechanicus score 2 points for engage on all fronts and have raised 3 banners. In the movement phase of turn 1, the Tau Empire moves the stealth suits, which are engaged with the Raiders on Objective 1, over near the Dune Rider, and secure Objective 1 by moving up the Piranha, the Blue Devilfish, and a unit of Breachers. On the north side of the battlefield, the Piranha and the Black Devilfish move onto Objective 5, after 5 Breachers have embarked into the Devilfish. Furthermore, the drone unit that was deployed near Objective 5 have moved over to Objective 6. The rest of the army has mostly remained behind the central obscuring ruin, except for the Riptide, which has moved over a little to gain line of sight on the Dune Rider at Objective 6. Orn-Chi has raised a banner on Objective 4. In the shooting phase, the Tau clear the Raiders on Objective 1, inflicting casualties on the other Raider squad as well as the Rust Stalkers, and destroy the Dune Rider on Objective 6, as well as wiping out the embarked unit of Vanguard, and almost killing the squad of Skitarii Rangers that had raised the banner there. In the charge phase, the Riptide moves behind the central obscuring ruin, using his Nova Charge ability. The drones on Objective 6 charge the Datasmith and get killed in the following fight phase. At the end of turn 1, the Tau score 2 points for engage on all fronts, and have raised 1 banner. The Adeptus Mechanicus begins turn 2 and gains 10 points for primary objectives, and also 3 points for raise the banners high. In the movement phase, once again the majority of the army remains behind the central obscuring ruin. In the north, the Skitarii Vanguard at Objective 6 move up to gain line of sight on the Devilfish at Objective 5. Additionally, the Datasmith moves along to get into charge range. In the south, the Raider moves onto Objective 1, while the Dune Rider makes way for the Rust Stalkers. Behind the southern ruin, the Cataphron Breachers deploy from outflanking. In the shooting phase, 4 of the 5 Breachers on Objective 1 get killed by the indirect fire of the Disintegrator, and the stealth suits near Objective 2 get cleared out. In the charge phase, the Datasmith charges the Devilfish on Objective 5 and suffers heavy damage in the Overwatch fire. At the end of turn 2, the Adeptus Mechanicus score 3 points for engage on all fronts and still have 3 banners up. The Tau begin their turn 2 holding 3 objectives and gain 10 points for primary and 1 point for raise the banners high. Their movement phase consists of a few disembarking drones on Objective 1 and 5 from both Piranhas and Devilfishes. Additionally, the 5 Breachers from the Black Devilfish disembark and secure Objective 5. Both Piranhas move forward, one contesting Objective 6 with a unit of drones, the other getting close to the Electro-Priest Dune Rider. In the shooting phase, both Skitarii squads on Objective 6 get cleared out, which causes Tau to hold the objective and taking down the banner. Furthermore, the Datasmith on Objective 5 and the last Raider on Objective 1 get shot off the board. In the charge phase, the Piranha near Objective 2 charges the Dune Rider. No damage is dealt in combat. At the end of turn 2, the Tau score 3 points for engage on all fronts and still have 1 banner up. The Adeptus Mechanicus begin turn 3 holding only 2 objectives and score 10 points for primary, as well as 2 points for raise the banners high. In the movement phase, the Cataphron Breachers in the south move up towards Objective 2, while the Dune Rider falls back out of combat to allow ranged weapons to engage the Piranha. The Rust Stalkers move behind the obscuring ruin, just past the midpoint of the battlefield. In the middle of the board, the Fusilier returns to the field, while further north, past Objective 6, a squad of 5 Skitarii Vanguard join the battle from outflank to support the Skitarii Rangers that have advanced onto the point from behind the central ruin. Additionally, the Tyraxi Skystalkers swoop in on Objective 3. In the shooting phase, the Adeptus Mechanicus clear out the Piranha and the drones from Objective 6 and deal some damage to the Piranha on Objective 2. Additionally, the breachers on Objective 5 get reduced to one model, and a squad of drones on Objective 1 gets destroyed. In the charge phase, the Cataphrone breachers charge into the Piranha on Objective 2, suffering 1 damage in Overwatch, but taking down the Piranha in the fight phase. At the end of the turn, the lone breacher on Objective 5 decides that running away is the correct course of action. The Adeptus Mechanicus score 2 points for engage on all fronts and have 2 banners up. The Tau begin turn 3, holding 2 objectives, gaining 10 points for primary and 1 point for raise the banners high. In the movement phase, the lone breacher on Objective 1 raises a banner, while his brothers disembark from the blue devilfish and advance towards Objective 2. In the north of the battlefield, the 10-man breacher squad arrives from outflank and secure Objective 5, raising a banner, together with the drone squad that advanced onto the point. Additionally, the 2 drones near Objective 5 move over onto Objective 6. Deep in the Adeptus Mechanicus deployment zone, the 4 Wespid Stingwings arrive from Deep Strike on the spot where the Cataphrone breachers had deployed earlier. In the shooting phase, the Archaeopter Fuselage gets shot down, and the Skitarii Rangers get cleared from Objective 6. The Cataphrones on Objective 2 suffer a casualty, and the Dune Rider suffers some damage. Furthermore, the Rust Stalkers in the ruin get killed. In the following charge phase, the blue devilfish charges the Dune Rider, and the breachers follow the devilfish into combat. In the ensuing combat phase, it is noticed that the breachers have breached the rules, as they are not allowed to charge after advancing, so they promptly get teleported back. At the end of turn 3, the Tau score 3 points for engage on all fronts, and have 3 banners raised. Additionally, the Adeptus Mechanicus score 3 points for grind them down. At the beginning of turn 4, the Adeptus Mechanicus score 10 points for holding 2 objectives, and another 2 points for raise the banners high. In the movement phase, the Dune Rider on Objective 2 falls back from the Devilfish, while the majority of the forces on Objective 3 get into position to fire upon the Devilfish and the breachers. In the north, the Dune Crawler and the Taraxi advance up to gain line of sight on the drones on Objective 6, as well as the breachers on Objective 5. In the shooting phase, the full force of the Adeptus Mechanicus firepower gets unleashed, and both the Wespid Stingwings as well as the breachers near Objective 2 get cleared out. Additionally, high casualties get inflicted on the breachers on Objective 5, and one of the drones on Objective 6 gets destroyed. In the charge phase, the Skitarii Vanguard on Objective 6 charged the remaining drone, and the Cataphrone breachers charge into the blue devilfish on Objective 2. The lone drone on Objective 6 is destroyed in the following fight phase. At the end of turn 4, the Adeptus Mechanicus score no points for engage on all fronts and have 2 banners raised. The Tau begin their turn 4, holding 3 objectives with 3 banners, and score 10 points for primary and 3 points for raise the banners high. In the movement phase, a unit of drones advances forward in the south and the north, securing engage on all front points and threatening Objective 6. The blue devilfish on Objective 2 falls back from combat. Meanwhile, the majority of the remaining drones advance on Objective 1, and one squad, together with Ornchi, move towards Objective 5. The Riptide moves to get into line of sight of the Dune Crawler. In the shooting phase, the Cataphrons on Objective 2 and the Skitarii Vanguard on Objective 6 get killed. Additionally, the Taraxi lose 3 models. At the end of the turn, the Tau score 3 points for engage on all fronts and have 3 banners raised. Additionally, the Adeptus Mechanicus score 3 points for grind them down. The Adeptus Mechanicus begin turn 5 holding 2 points and having 2 banners, thus gaining 10 points primary and 2 points for raise the banners high. In the movement phase, the Electro-Priests disembark from the Dune Rider, moving forward towards Objective 1. Objective 2 gets secured by the Manipulus who advances onto it. In the north, the Dune Crawler moves forward and the Taraxi follow. The rest of the army just moves into position to hold Objective 3. In the shooting phase, both drone squads near Objective 2 and 6 and the blue devilfish get destroyed. The Riptide suffers some damage from the Dune Crawler's shooting. In the charge phase, the Taraxi take a long charge into the breachers on Objective 5, and the Electro-Priests charge into the lone breacher on Objective 1. Both breacher squads get wiped out, which takes down both banners on Objective 5 and 1. At the end of turn 5, the Adeptus Mechanicus score 3 points for engage on all fronts and have 2 banners raised. The Tau begin turn 5 with only 1 banner raised. They score no points for primary at the beginning of turn 5, because as the second turn player, they score primaries at the end of the last turn instead. In the movement phase, the Tau move a few drones towards Objective 2, crossing the midfield line and securing engage on all front points. Ornchi and the drone squad move up on Objective 5, and the broadside squads move to gain line of sight on both the Electro Priests on Objective 1 and the Dune Crawler on Objective 6. In the shooting phase, the Tau kill the Taraxi on Objective 5, the Electro Priests on Objective 1, the Dune Rider and the Manipulus on Objective 2, as well as the Dune Crawler on Objective 6, a truly devastating display of firepower. At the end of turn 5, the Tau score 15 points for primary for holding 2 and more objective, and also score an additional point for raise the banners high, as well as 2 points for engage on all fronts. Furthermore, because both broadside squads and the Riptide have survived, the Tau score 15 points for while we stand we fight, while the Adeptus Mechanicus score another 2 points for raise the banners high. With this, the battle is concluded and the game ends. In this game, the Adeptus Mechanicus have scored 40 points total on primary objectives, 10 points for engage on all fronts, 6 points for grind them down, and 11 points for raise the banners high. The Tau have scored 45 points total on primary objectives, 13 points for engage on all fronts, 15 points for while we stand we fight, and 7 points for raise the banners high. The total score is 67 against 80 points in favor of the Tau Empire.